In this episode, we learned just how far oxyacetylene torch cutting technology has come with
the Koike Handy Auto Plus.
Hey everybody, Tay here with Lift Arc Studios, and of course we're here again with
Frank from Arc3 Gases.
That's right. You're like Santa Claus around here.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I bring the toys.
That's right. Every time Frank comes, I'm like, I can't wait for my mind to be blown. So yet again, we have something that I'm told is very cool, and everything you've told me about this was all new. Like, I've never heard of it. I didn't really know it exists, maybe because of my position in the industry, but tell us what you brought today.
So it's the Koike, is the short, Koike, Sanso, Kogyo, whatever. But anyway.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. They're in New York.
Okay.
That's where their manufacturing is, even though it sounds Japanese. I think it originally was.
The Japanese make really good tools too. So
that's right.
I'm into it.
So, and this is the Handy Auto Plus.
Got it.
So you're familiar with a regular manual cutting torch.
Yes. Yes, and
it uses oxygen acetylene.
Right, so I guess a little base for those that don't know anything about torch cutting.
Right.
You have two tanks, typically, oxygen and acetylene, or sometimes oxygen and propane.
Right.
But you have an accelerant, a fuel, and an oxidizer.
Exactly.
They get mixed in the torch body, and you control the ratios, and you control how it's delivered. And the idea is that you turn the liquid into metal, and then you turn it into a stream of molten metal.
Exactly.
There's a good chance our audience heard about plasma cutters before they've heard about this.
Yes.
So it's kind of like that, just older.
But this was first, right?
Yeah.
It was, I think, developed in early 1900s, maybe late 1800s.
I would believe it,
Yeah. So, but with this, you're controlling the distance of your tip to your workpiece.
Right.
And the angles and travel speed.
Right.
Manually. So the Handy Auto Plus is a little bit bigger, bulkier contraption.
Wow, that looks wild.
But this will do it automatically. It'll give you the proper standoff. You can adjust your travel speed, and so you can get machine quality cuts with a manual process that's automatic.
Dude, this looks like something out of a video game.
Quick connects just make it easy to hook up.
Wow, that's really
And these
nice.
are available. These are the Koike version of quick connects.
Yeah.
But lots of manufacturers make these that are nice if you're switching between a cutting attachment or a heating head. And you
Which
don't
I
want to
do
go
often.
for wrenches.
Yeah.
You put these on all
both.
your stuff, and then you can just.
I'm gonna get some of those.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're using a number 2 made by Koike because we're doing. There's their tip chart for 1 inch. Yep.
17 inches per minute.
Yep.
Megapascals.
Mega millipascal. I converted that ahead of time. That's
Oh, got it. Okay.
So.
I was about to say, I went to public school in America. I got eagles per freedom squared.
In terms of setting
17.
the torch flame,
Yes.
it's the same as if you do whatever you do on a manual torch.
Okay. But the controls, I imagine, are in different places.
So we've got, this is a forward reverse for the wheel. We've got a trigger that has an auto igniter.
Whoa.
So you'll see a little flame shoot out right here once we get the gas on.
Cool.
But you can hear the.
Yeah. Because
so
it has
that's
power.
Nice.
So
that's nice. So you don't have to worry about having a striker.
So I can put this away.
Yeah.
Traditionally, this is how you start the flame, which is fun and reminds you of 4th of July, but now we don't have to do that.
Exactly. And then we have a speed control for the wheel.
Okay.
Right here.
0 through 10.
Yep. And then we have oxygen cutting stream, and then we have wheel operation.
Whoa.
You can see it rolling. We can speed it up, we can slow it down. And these can be operated independently.
Yeah, they're stacked.
But you can do them both at the same time. So once you get your preheat.
Once you get them clocked right.
Yep. Then you just, boom, hit both of them. You start cutting and rolling at the same time.
Cool.
And so if you wanted to take that wobble out, you could lower this training wheel.
Yeah.
And then you
so
could
can
also
flush this out.
exactly.
Just drop it down.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And we're gonna be.
And yeah, that takes all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah. All right.
Well, so like that's the hard part of cutting is learning. You kind of have to read the molten metal, right? You have to make sure that leading edge of the cut is molten and that it's being shot all the way through the cut.
Yeah.
And that will inform how fast you go. Because if you go too fast, you'll lose it. And then you have to go back and preheat and get it molten again.
Right.
And you kind of like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, metal. Come on,
Yeah,
stay with me.
And this, you can get it set ahead of time where you know it's right.
Right.
But you can also adjust it on the fly.
That is cool.
Once you, I'm a little slow and it can speed it up a little bit, you can do it on the fly. And you have to be careful because this is very sensitive too. You'll end up bumping it.
Well, and with gloves on, right? All this stuff, I always think, maybe this is from the fire service. It's like, I had to learn how to tie knots with big bulky gloves on. So I always think about using this stuff, like, does it work? And it looks pretty chunky, pretty easy to figure out. I'm not gonna use stick gloves when I'm using this.
And you're relaxing more. You're just kind of letting the torch do it. So some thinner gloves suffice.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So
ready to fire.
Yeah, let's cut some 1-inch. Let me get some clamps.
Crack the acetylene and then pull the trigger and we'll see a flame come out here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, it jumped from here out.
Yep, exactly. It's
That's
pretty cool.
so cool.
Yeah, so we're making lots of black smoke. We want a neutral flame, just like with a manual torch, which is about right there. We'll give it a little bit more acetylene. And then
cool.
We need to be about 4.5 on our travel speed.
So that equals roughly 17?
Yeah, so in the book it said 17. The range of speed we've already figured out is 4.5. So
cool.
I did that homework.
So we got some 1-inch stock and you're just gonna do some straight cuts?
I'm just gonna let it whack it off.
Cool.
There, just one little piece
Hunter,
at a time.
check this out, dude. Get over here. Because you've got some torch cutting experience. So just
all right,
go for it.
So we're gonna get our preheat started.
Like normal.
Yeah.
So as always, you're heating the very edge, which is the easiest part to get molten, right?
Yep. And I think here we go. Kind of a rough start, but we're getting there now.
That's rad. Dude, hold on, look at that edge finish. Look at that cut.
Yeah.
There's like zero dross either.
Yeah, and that's a poor example. We had a bad start.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a rough end there, but.
Hunter, now you've done a lot of torch cutting.
Yeah.
What are your first impressions on
That's
that?
really clean. It's very clean.
Yeah. Can you do that manually?
I can. I mean, if you're really dialed in and get a really nice preheat, get it really hot. But
Yeah.
You got to be.
We're using a stop.
Set up, and I was just holding it one-handed.
Yeah, you were
The
chilling.
torch was doing it. So, what I'm gonna do?
I can't even do that if I have like a straight edge to follow.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So I'm gonna turn the wheel around like that, so that my wheel's riding over here instead of on the edge.
Oh, so you can do a real fine cut.
Yep. And then I'm gonna change the direction of the wheel.
Right.
So you'll watch here. This is where our little lighter igniter flame will come out. So we'll crack the acetylene valve and then pull the trigger.
How about that, huh? No more strikers. So now you're gonna just take a sliver off the end now.
I'll just cut a sliver.
All right. Look at it go. I forget how calm a properly dialed in torch is. It shouldn't pop and smack and do all this stuff.
Look at that.
No. You're up.
You're up.
It's not gonna be straight.
Yeah. So acetylene crack.
Yep, just like lighting a manual torch, except there you go.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Let's see if I know how to do this. So you just kind of make that cone go away there, right?
Yep, now you're neutral.
So now we go here. And you would, same thing there?
Yeah, just to make sure it's still neutral, it's fine-tuned.
So we're good.
Check your speed dial where it's
4.5?
Yeah, about. And you could go a little bit faster.
You can see the slag like coming out at an angle, like it's barely keeping up, which is kind of what you want, right?
Yeah, yep.
So now I preheat, and when I'm ready, I grab both of these and crack them.
Just turn them
Cool.
clockwise and you're ready to go. And just let the wheel, make sure all the weight's on the wheel. Clockwise. There you go.
That is so nice. I mean, you could put that in a mill and machine it into a billet now. Like, it's a pretty square rectangle. Dude, get in there.
Yeah.
It's already calibrated. You know what you're looking for, but when you're ready, you grab both of these dials and turn them counterclockwise. Yeah. We got a little slowed down.
Yeah,
False start.
just move over a 1/4 inch and start again.
You crack them, just crack them or go way open?
Open them all the way.
Yeah, I got it. There you go.
That'll open your oxygen.
You didn't have enough oxygen.
There
it
you
is.
go.
What do you think?
That's pretty slick, man.
Look at that nice
Pretty
cut.
slick. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You can imagine if you had a plate of this and you didn't have a table you needed to split it up
Right.
and you didn't want it to be a curvy cut.
Right.
You set that torch up and just let it ride across it. You got a nice finished edge.
Yeah. I mean, are these things deployed in like shipyards and scrapyard train?
You don't see it often, but I think that's mainly people don't know that such a thing exists.
Yeah, that's crazy
So for the price of this kit is in the $2,500 range.
Sure.
So, more expensive than a manual torch, but you'll never do that with a manual torch.
No,
not everybody. There's maybe a few people that could.
Yeah, they're in the comments right now going like, "Oh, I know how to do that."
You ready to put yourself up against the?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not gonna look like that. Oxygen all the way. Make sure that's clean. It's a freehand, no guide.
Oh yeah, you missed right at the end there.
I see that.
Yeah.
Hunter, could I interest you in the Koike Sano Koyogo Handy Auto Plus? Look at the difference, man. This is evidence that your body is you have a heartbeat and your muscles are alive.
Yeah.
like nobody stands as still as that thing resting on a plate.
Yeah.
And that's a good cut too, man.
Do you want to see circle cutting?
Very badly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Circle cutting coming up.
Yeah.
So now the speed is a little trickier to set
Yeah.
because instead of a linear path, depending on the diameter of your circle, the speed at which this spins determines.
That speed changes depending on how far apart that point is
Right.
from the.
So if you're
from the
farther
cut.
away,
Slow
you have
it
to.
way down.
Yeah.
The radius of that
gotta think
circle.
about that,
Yeah. The speed.
Yeah.
5 RPM looks a lot different an inch away from the pivot point versus a foot away from
Right.
the pivot point.
So I want to start right here. So
Mhm.
we're just gonna roll it around, and it's good to do this without a flame to start with to make sure we're gonna be in the right
A
spot.
little practice.
Nothing in the way that it's gonna So we'll start about right there. That'll give us a nice
Okay.
edge start. And then this rail here you can adjust.
That's your sort of offset.
Yeah, so I want to be right on the edge. Yeah. So crack the acetylene to get it lit. You got lots of smoke. Adjust until your smoke starts clearing. Like right there. Which is just a rule of thumb.
Yeah, which may not be all the way open.
And all the comments can tell me how wrong I am, whatever. That's how I do it.
Yeah, well, they don't get to play with the Handy Torch Auto Plus.
That's right. But you can.
But then they can't, sorry.
They can.
Cut that out.
They want to.
Yeah, cut that
Just contact Arc3 Gases.
Yeah,
and we'll set
that's
it
actually
up.
true. Yeah, free demos, right?
Yeah, that's right.
If you're nice to Frank.
Yeah, so you bring your oxygen in. So we've got 2 cones.
Yeah.
The little short ones and then that one. We're neutral when that second cone disappears.
Cool.
And so we can check it with turn the oxygen on and just kind of fine tune it. Make sure we're good. Yeah, that should be good.
Cool. We're gonna make the lift arc hockey puck.
All right. I think we're about ready. How's it looking down there? Faster, slower?
It's good. You can probably go a little faster. Yeah, there you go. It was kind of waiting for more metal to come into the... Damn, look at that edge profile.
It looks like filet mignon.
It does.
Yeah.
Or a nice scallop.
Or a scallop.
Yeah.
A really big scallop.
I would love to try that.
You're up. Look how perfect.
Yeah. See, he knows this man. He knows what to look for.
Zone, nice. Yep.
And so, I mean, just like a plasma cut part, you're still going to see your entry and exit. So, like, this is no matter the process, unless you're all the way into laser world, which good luck cutting inch with a laser without spending $5 million. Like, that is, you know, a little bit of grinding. You got a near perfect circle using 100-year-old cutting technology. But brought into the modern world by who now?
Koike.
Koike. Yeah, pull the trigger. Bam. God, that's cool. There you go. Off to the races. So we're on the edge a little bit, but hopefully it comes back in. There it is. Anyway, so the Koike
Handy Auto
Plus. This is not a thing I thought existed, I'll be honest. And what a cool piece of hardware. This is one of those things where you probably have 1 or 2 obvious uses for it in your mind already, and then you get it, and then you start thinking like, oh, we could just use that instead of whatever difficult methodology we were used to using.
I'll never use a manual torch again.
I don't wanna. I mean, this is even more, you know, plasma is cool. You and I have used a lot of plasma machines together. The cost per inch of cutting power is pretty high.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to cut 1 inch that easy, you gotta really go for like at least a 65 amp, probably 85 or 105 amp machine. And those get up there. Much more expensive than these and a few bottles, you know? So if this is the world you live in, inch and a half, 2 inch, I mean, these are what, 6 inch, right? You can,
it's just a matter of the tip.
Yeah.
So that tip will do up to about 1.5 inches, I think.
Yeah.
And you just size the tip up the same way we did with the manual torch. Put a big tip in there, and then you increase your gas pressures accordingly, and you're cutting 6 inches thick.
Right. And everything you've learned about torch cutting applies.
Exactly.
It's just delivered in a smooth and automatic way.
The difference is just the motor. Taking the human element out.
Well, and I mean,
the shake and
yeah,
the lack of eye coordination, hand-eye coordination.
yeah, the dehydration.
Exactly.
And I mean, come on.
Yeah. And that.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Well, I love this. I could see, you know, it doesn't take up much space. You can put it in your shelf. It's not like you have this big thing that now you trip over if you have a small shop.
Rugged metal case.
Or if you're a mobile guy. You know, I see a lot of mobile work. Like you said, heavy equipment repair, which there's a lot of money in heavy equipment repair. And you're talking $2,500 for something that, for the right person, would revolutionize their whole workday. Switching to something like this.
Yeah.
Now, Hunter, why don't you ask Frank where you can get one of these bad boys?
Where can you get one of these bad boys?
Nice. Any Arc3 Gases location. And we can do the same thing that we did right here. We can bring it out, demo it, set it up, train you how to use it, which is a simple, short process.
Yeah.
And then the possibilities, you know, your initial thoughts will be expanded. You'll be like, oh, I know other ways I can use this.
Yeah. Well, and we've been doing this here for, realistically, without breaks or interruptions, like 20, 30 minutes. We now have enough starting knowledge to just keep learning, and we can teach ourselves now. You know, you got us started, you know, what to do, what not to do, and we're off to the races pretty quick.
Yeah.
Guys, definitely go to Arc3 Gases. Either call them, email them, arc3gases.com, create an account so you can see actual pricing live. I assume this is on the site?
Yeah, it should be on our site.
Should be.
Yeah.
But call your local Arc3 Gases store, set up a demo. Y'all will bring, I'm sure, some sample plates out and help us make Frank famous. That's what you want out of this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, thank you so much for coming down. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Hunter.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We've got some dreaming to do about this thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. First video we shot in our new shop. So
it's
what do you
nice
think?
here.
I
love it here.
We got to park your truck inside.
My truck is inside, off the street.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one. Check out Arc3 Gases. Find your local store. They have all sorts of solutions for your welding needs and desires and dreams. And we'll see you on the next one.